really exciting.
It's about peace. Like I say it in Wolof, Bolo. Like we can only come together because together we are stronger. So we just come together.
And then when you look at it,
tribe,
in the Gambia those days, all the tribes were one. There is not like discriminating. We all like a Fula tribe will marry a Jola tribe, and a Jola tribe can also marry to a Wolof tribe, and a Wolof tribe can also marry to a Mandinka tribe. So we were united. But today there are a lot of confusions, like people fighting each other because you come from that tribe, so you don't belong to us. That is discrimination, and that can raise war. So what is your concerns towards that? And if you are in the shoes of the Gambians, youths and children, or the elderly people, what will be your greatest advice?
Well, VM, this is the first that I've really learned of this, so I think that my immediate reaction is to say that this kind of tribalism is a very dangerous path to go down, and I think that whoever is pushing this kind of agenda is highly irresponsible.
Definitely.
So this is a very small country. There's a lot of people. You've got a lot of different languages in here. You've got a lot of different tribes, and so who on earth is creating an environment that puts these different people from these different tribes at a difficulty with one another? That is exactly the sort of thing which has caused the enormous disruption across the African continent in other countries. And as I said, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I would say it's very deeply worrying. And to the youths and the children, and indeed anybody else who's interested, ignore it. Live your lives, be free. And whatever you do, do not get involved in this kind of tribalism. And I've said it before, I have absolutely nothing against tribes whatsoever. And I think that everybody's got a right to be very proud of their tribes and their heritage and their history and where they come from. But tribalism, however, is something entirely different. That's a cult. That is a sect. And that is a problem to the Gambia. It's just a tiny country. Why on earth would you want to pitch people against one another?
Definitely.
So, as I said, youths and children and anybody else, then be free.
Okay.
That is
another problem. Another problem. What are you? Do you want to add what he said?
I just what he said. Let us just, as youth of this country,
Louder, please.
let us just ignore it and live our lives.
Okay. And again, we also have a problem when it comes to political party in the Gambia. We have realized that the reason behind tribalism in this country is because of our political affiliation. Like if you are from UDP, APRC, or you come from any other party like Mama Kante's party. What is the name of the GDP and other party? It's like Fullers are saying we're going to vote for Mama Kante, and the Jolas will say we're going to vote for APRC, and then the Mandinkas will say we're going to vote for UDP. So all this is a problem at this point of time. What advice do you have for the political leaders in the Gambia and to the cabinet ministers of the entire country in the Gambia?
Well, I think it's in the interests of all politicians and all political parties to promote unity, because if you don't, what you'll have is warring factions. And whilst for some people, for some very small-minded people and narrow-minded people, that might win short-term political advantage, but the reality is what it does is create an angry nation. And I don't really think any politician wants to be at the head of an angry nation, because you'll take the blame for it eventually. Or if you do something wrong, then eventually it catches up with you. And I think that if you incite division or hatred, then that will come back. Such is the nature of the world. That will come back to haunt you. So as I said, please, I would plead to all politicians not not to create any division for short-term personal gain, but to look at the bigger picture and really to be, regardless of what party you are affiliated with, regardless of what tribe you are from, but really to promote unity in this country. The ecology of this country is in a very, very bad shape at the moment. And if division is created on top of that, then really in the next decade there is not going to be a functioning Gambia, and nobody in any political party, I can believe, would want to be in charge of a broken country. It's a very difficult place to be in, and it is completely avoidable. So I would hope that that everybody in a position of political power would take heed to these words and really work together to fix the Gambia, to change the path that it is on, and have an entirely different outcome in 10 years from the trajectory that this country is currently going on. So really it is up to the politicians and it's up to the people to really use your heads and collaborate together and really promote unity and start fixing things, because the outcome at the moment is pretty bleak. And I think that I can only send this message in the hope that it is heard and understood. Change your course now, promote unity, promote ecology, and the economy and the people will follow suit.